Oh, 500 hours. Hey everybody, it's Anthony and welcome back to Salting the Earth, right then last we left off. Weird dreams! And a cute little interaction between Rue and Durong. I mean, I thought it was really nice. It was just them hanging out and just kind of shooting the shit, really. But yeah, I was gonna say something else, but my brain went blank and never mind. Oh, 500 hours, we're outside now. Judging from the lights coming from the numerous windows, it's not just us who got up early. The convoy delivery trucks drive up the hill and into the area after passing several security checkpoints. I give my shoulders a few rubs to warm myself up. Despite the warm weather of the day, the nights here are freezing. Spirit meows at me from behind the screen door. He wants to leave. No chance. I grab him when I walk inside, dropping him on the ground only when the door is closed. No, little kitty, you come back inside, no run away. Up already? Corey picks him up and strokes his fur. Hey! Corey nods at me. She walks to the closet to find herself a clean uniform. I should also get ready for the shower. It is much better to take a bath at night when no one else is around. Since you replace the water right after, I can submerge myself in the tub. You're up early. Durong comments from her position on the top bunk. I guess our noise must have disturbed her sleep. Good morning, kitty. I flash her the biggest smile I can muster. She descends the ladder and comes closer to me. Can't sleep? Well, since your clock hasn't been fixed, I thought I could wake up early just in case. With its cross wiring and smash face glass, it looks like modern art. That wasn't necessary, Rue. Get more sleep next time. Is that how it came across? Durong has been helping me out ever since I got here. For once, it feels nice to feel needed. You got it wrong, Durong. That wasn't the only reason. It's a bit chilly at night. Hard to sleep like this. The ghost story Durong told me did not help the matter. Wimp. I'm kidding. Every time I woke up in the middle of the night, I would stare at the window for a few minutes after inspecting my surroundings. I mean, like, even I've had moments of that shit too. As much as I don't believe in any of it, it's like, it still can't help, especially with my fucking broken ass brain. I'll wake up and I'll look around and be like, what could be lurking in the darkness? What peers at me through my window? You know? But they turn to a fucking creepypasta. It's like fucking r/no sleep. So, more practice today? I'd rather be overprepared. Is the deployment going to be dangerous? No. I don't know. Ganbong is a peaceful region. But won't be on the front lines either. We're just there for backup. Peaceful? Sure. Ganbong is the biggest tropical fish farms in the middle of Daigarong. Alright. She's right. Just like Udala, Ganbong is too far up north to be of any importance. You'll be okay, right? I hate if something were to happen to you. No worries. We're better trained and equipped than they are. Ex-Imperial nobles make up the majority of rebels still lurking in the country. Being formally empowered means they still have valuable liquid assets stashed away. Ugh. It isn't hard to gather help when you have the money. Whether it's fame, fortune, or love, most people have a price. I have a short break between training. After lunch, if you want to talk about your day. Oh? A relaxing date with Durong is worth considering. I will be at the pool, right? That's right. It was never a bad idea to hang out with Durong. I'm losing the ability to talk again. And are your feet tonight, Rue? Oh, darling, I'm free every night. I was thinking you come to the gym with me. Put some meat in that frame. I suppose it looks scrawny to her. I mean, you look scrawny to me. Just not even by comparison, absolutely. Otherwise, you just kind of look pretty average. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you got a little hidden muscle under there if you actually were to flex or something. No. But yeah, definitely juxtaposed. Yeah, like a night and day. Doesn't bother me because I like how I look, but does Durong think I'm sexually attractive? Perhaps I should ask when we're alone. I'd love to. Not against having extra exercises. Having time for ourselves sounds fun too. Query and Spirit put on a dramatic farewell scene when she leaves him behind. Aww. It takes her 3 tries to shut the door. Every time Spirit meows, she pushes the door open and gives him pats on the head. Oh, that's cute. Oh, damn. I empathize. Hey, Query. I was hoping we could talk. Catching up to Query isn't hard since she always has her head in the clouds. I haven't had the chance to thank you for letting me stay with you girls. I know it wasn't your choice. At this distance, Query's only half a head taller than I am. Unlike other Oregons in this place, she feels less intimidating. I was hoping that it would turn into easier conversation. That's fine. We had the space. Query says hoarsely, don't take this the wrong way, love, but does it hurt when you speak? Her long scar, her strained and husky voice all point to the same thing. Yeah, this could be, I mean, this is very touchy territory. So, I mean, I understand, like, curiosity stemming from potential concern, which is what I'm assuming, you know. I'm assuming that's, you know, the main motivator here, so I can't really blame her. Because if, you know, if someone I had met seemed to be having trouble talking, I would at least like to know if they're having trouble with it, because, you know, I wouldn't want them to overstress on my account, you know, like, it's just, there's no point. I'm not important enough, you know, to, you know, for someone to strain themselves over or some shit. It's just, nuh-uh. Their well-being is priority in that case. A little. Query runs her fingers on the scars around her neck. I read in the history books that public execution was common back in the Usurpation War, especially in remote areas. Since a third of the Imperial soldiers went rogue, the Empire had no choice but to use untrained and unqualified soldiers to fight us. Smaller troops on the Imperial side were often left to their own devices, resulting in barbaric practices on prominent figures of the revolutionists. You poor thing. Okay, that might sound patronizing, although you may mean well. Query pauses. It's not like I've lost everything. Still have spirit. We found it when the battle broke out. We? Durang and the others? Query shakes her head. Her real family? Ooh. Ugh. But if she's living in this place by herself, she must not have any close relatives left. Either that or she chose to live here for some reason. How many people here lost someone in the war? Did you wrong? Ugh. Yeah, that's depressing. The day has only begun and my empty stomach has already filed complaints. I find it interesting the community only ensued between noon to around 8 in the evening. The wait between meals is unbearable for me, as I'm used to having 3 meals a day with snacks in between. $12? I have to do a double take every time I glance at the menu. My stay didn't include paid meals. I would have it would take a total of my wallet. It's a beef stew day. The thought of it alone whets my appetite. Oh, that sounds good though. Oh, it does. Oh no. Rich and hearty beef stew, some potatoes and carrots. Maybe add a little celery or something in there. Ooh. Onion and. Man, I'm hungry now. I'm hungry. If Ed lets me have the rest of her cooking again, I don't need to wait until lunch to have my fill. If you're that lucky this time. Other staff members are getting the mess all ready for the lunch crowd. I should get ready too. The first thing on my list after getting changed, get a cup of coffee. I should refill mine, actually. Been sitting there, sodding unused as I emptied it. Gross. Sakan crinkles her nose in exaggerated disgust. What? You said corn milk into coffee? I thought alone was unappetizing. It is, isn't it? Why'd you think I tried it, love? Sagan shakes her head in disapproval. We should talk about your eating habits one day. My eating habits? What's wrong with it? Sakan ignores me and walks back to her workstation. Okay, good talk. Thanks. Corn milk. Corn milk? Corn milk. I've heard lots of her milks. I've heard of corn milk. Okay. Although I do put a lot of cream in my coffee. I just like a really creamy kind of flavor and texture to it. That's just my thing. Same way with tea. Hey, tell me, Sakan. When I said I like to chase girls, this is not what I meant. Sakan tells me off when I get too insistent. She is still my boss-ish. In this kitchen, her enrapturement is at the top of the food chain, while Query is her main assistant. I like that title. Then there's Sakan, who's in charge of prepping ingredients for the line cooks. At the bottom, me. Oh, but you're a power bottom, dear. Oh, what the fuck did I go there? On paper, my title is still a fancy sous chef. In actuality, I am a kitchen hand, an errand girl. The kitchen door slides open. Behind the door is a deep-red giant with dark eyes. Good morning. Good morning, chef. Edda is here. Dun dun dun. Let the stress begin. This does not spark joy. He needs butter, milk, and corn flour for his white sauce. Where's the corn flour? I swear we had a bag open just now. The staff in charge of the sardine pasta dish mixes the sauce and pours on top of the pasta. The cook on my right is making the filling for her pot stickers. She has minced the meat. Now she would need 20 grams of ginger, one clove, and garlic. Ooh. The cook adds a pinch of grated ginger and garlic into her ground pork. For the seasoning, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sake, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and some lard for 1 batch. Oof, that is too much sesame oil. Edda will hate that. I searched the room for her. To no one's surprise, Edda is silently observing the mixing process on the other side of the bench top. Yep. I jump when her gaze falls on mine. She doesn't comment on the seasoning. Turned out to be a good amount. Only 2 things on this morning. I'm getting better. Improvements! Since I can't cook, I resort to watching the others doing their jobs. I'm getting the hang of it now, in theory. You always watch them work, Brew. You're doing the cooking, ain't you? I shrug. My hands speed up at the peeling the potatoes in case she complains that I'm not doing my actual job. A cook in front of me puts aside a small sample of his pastry for Edda to taste. That flour was underworked. I can't watch this. As I expected, Edda's scowl deepens when she takes a bite of the pastry. The cook stiffens. His mouth spreads into a cringe. And in a split second, the corner of Edda's lips pull up to reveal a usual smile. She puts the half-eaten piece back on the plate. If you served anyone this flat, buttery mess, I imagine I would ask you the chef. Do you not think so? I'm so sorry. I don't envy his job. Puff pastries are notoriously difficult. Eyes on the job, dear. Sure. Ow! For heaven's sake, what broke this time? Edda quickens her step toward the chef who just hurt herself. I don't envy Edda's job either. No, being in charge, having to actually run it. No. Either way, I should focus on my task. It's nearly lunchtime. Hey, let me help with that. The food trays were heavy. Hope my constant lifting won't contribute to my physique. Me? With muscles? They would look so out of place. I mean, only if you got really big. Otherwise, you just kind of look more or less the same. Just a little more definition, you know? Just a little more bulk, but... Might look good on you. You know, who knows? I was wondering why they left so many large bones in the stew. I have my answer now. Did they crack? Yep. But is it for the bone itself? Like, do they actually like the bone? Or is it more about the marrow? Or both? Oregon teeth are strung into the truth of the bones. My ears pick up the crunch and the staff sitting around me bite into them. My plate comprises only boneless protein and my palate is thankful for it. I put up a struggle, but in the end, Query still chucked a hefty serve of brown rice and vegetables on my plate. Ooh. Check this out. Photo of Dinba Obe. Let me see. It takes a few tight squeezes to reach a small spot behind Nimgon where I can look at the photo over her shoulders. Nimgon joined the residence for lunch every few days if she wasn't too busy with her paperwork. The staff are less worried of her than the Ayurveda. To go with this photo alone, Dimba looks like a reliable and sweet woman. Oh, look at that little work. Oregon, whatever. Her Obe is so plump, boss. Obe is her name? That is adorable. Specifically get a word in when everyone else is talking over me. Dimba must have been well liked. Everyone's gathered around just to look at her baby. I ignore my foolish feeling of envy. Sort of I'm here to replace her. I have my own values. True, but, you know, taking someone else's place, quote unquote, he's always going to have some kind of, you know, hang-ups to it. I mean, is it fair? No. You really shouldn't blame someone else for filling in the role that someone else vacated. You know, usually, especially if it wasn't like, if they had no hand in that person leaving, which here, obviously, Rue didn't. Rue just took the position went after it opened. So, yeah, but it happens. It sucks. The kid isn't growing his tusk yet, right? How is Dimba after birth, boss? Heard she had her baby standing up. She's recovering. I cleared my throat and repeat myself with a higher volume this time. He wouldn't have a tusk yet, would he? Hers. Her tusk will grow along with her permanent teeth. It is a funny thing. Eddie gave me the impression she would be disinterested in casual community gatherings, and yet here she is, sharing a moment with the staff. Since Dimba was her sous chef, it makes sense that they had a close relationship. The woman is strong as hell. Nimgan and Durang said I reminded them of her. Wonder how much of it was true. Is she gonna raise her boss? Or with a father? She hasn't confirmed yet. But I'm sure she'll be back to ride your asses later. So her name is Obe? No. That's her title. Dinba Obe. Dinba after her mother? Yes, because she's still a baby. Obe means baby in our old tongue. Okay. For a second, I kind of wondered that. I was actually going to ask that earlier, like, does Obe mean baby? But I just kind of went on. I recall reading about Oregon tradition not naming their babies until they're older. Why would you name when they're just born? Right? The personalities and behaviors will change so much. I see the benefit of picking your own name when you've learned who you are. Yeah, that's... I've always been kind of the mindset people should be allowed to pick their own name when they're older, you know? Just because, like, maybe if they want, they can keep the name their parents gave them as, like, another middle name or something, but really let them choose the name that they think is right for them. That's kind of what I've always felt. Well, I wouldn't say always. It's more something that, you know, over the years I've kind of come to feel like that may be a bit more fair for people, you know? But that... just random thought. Don't mind me. Wouldn't it be confusing to have multiple babies at once, though? Are they all called Obe? No. Baby names follow a specific order. Obe, Obeha, Obeda, and so on. But what if the baby never finds out who they are? Will the children still have their sense of identity with their titles being part of their mothers? My mind dissects this new piece of information. This could be why the Oregons are more unified than the races. They spend their early days without a unique identity. Only if you associate a name with an identity. An identity is really more like who you are. The name is just kind of a label. It could be a part of your identity, you know, if it fits, if you think it fits. Other people will associate it with you as your identity, but identity is really more of a... I mean, yeah, there's a personal aspect to it and an interpersonal, you know, how other people see you as your... see you as your identity, you know? And then what you feel, how you see yourself. Again, I'm sorry for getting off on the random tangents. Pardon me. What do you want to know about Gao Khan's electoral party, boss? Ah, yes. My Aunt Gokhan wants us to cook food for her event. This is a lot of names to keep track of. From listening into the staff's chatter, Gao Khan was a former Port Tuskang resident who ended up joining the military. Nothing. I have officially declined her request. She was part of the community, no? It would have been a nice gesture. Consider this. If we helped her out, it can be seen as an endorsement. Sadly, Ed is right. While I believe Gao Khan only wanted to rekindle our bonds, the Usurpers is still a privatized organization. We can't be seen getting involved in this country's politics. That makes sense. Turning over the former Sentinels to get elected. I was hoping Gao Khan could be the first. As a leader, there are a lot of nuances to your actions. Yeah. All this political talk makes me feel worn out. At the same time, I find it hard to leave my spot. This reminds me that I have yet to update Nimgan on my time here. Apparently, I'm not. Okay. Is it a pressing matter, though? Plus, Durang told me she's free this afternoon. I should seek her out instead. Rue, could you help us bring in the dishes? Sure. Lunch hour has ended. Time to clean up. Oren! What is it? What are they doing? New girl. It's Rue. Right, I was getting there. Were you? We might be part of a team, but we haven't grown any closer. Oren always prefers her own company, even during lunchtime. Although on occasions when her dictatorship graces with her presence, Orin would eat it at his table. The only social interaction I've seen of hers was with Khan. Even then, it wasn't friendly. Are you gonna keep staring? Is she seriously trying to recall my name? That is only one syllable long, twice in one conversation. No, I only wanted to... I have to get back to work. Orin interrupts me and turns back to her work. What an odd bird. Starting to see why she isn't more popular. Oof. Durong is where I pictured it to be. Okay, now I think I'm gonna end this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time, we'll get on with a little more. Well, I guess, in the scene with Durong and Rue. So yeah, hope you look forward to it.